Hello and welcome again to The Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel by now, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that damn channel. And also for the audio listeners, hey, be sure to leave a rate and review for the podcast. We love those. This will be I got my notes down, let's be clear, but this is going to be a little explicit because we're not going to be on We Are You Radio this Monday. The site is down. Found out about that very recently. Did not know. Here we are. So you're just going to get like a regular show. You're going to get a lot of cursing. We're going to try to clean it up a little bit because I'm trying to stop the cursing on here, trying to make it more palatable. But it's not going to be like radio crazy, like with the censorship and all that. I ain't like really censor myself anyway, because I'll be saying what I be saying, girl, because anybody gonna stop what I gotta say. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty much same old. I got into the same things this week, work and TV. What was I watching this week, Cham? Oh, I finished watching The Penguin. Like their last episode was last Sunday. Very interested. It had an ending that I knew it was gonna end like that. I just wish that certain characters that died off a little bit more gracefully and not just like cheapen. But all in all, I definitely felt like the show, it set up a lot of things, or it set us up for more stuff to come in that Batman universe that they're trying to make over there at DCEU or whatever they want to call themselves now, child. But I did enjoy myself with this show. It's definitely, I wish hopefully this stays like a limited series because I don't want to see like multiple seasons of Penguin. Let's move on into other characters, other villains. I feel like we've seen Penguin before. I want to see Clayface. Like I want to see, they set us up for Scarecrow a little bit if y'all really get into the whole, what they call it, the Easter eggs in shows and stuff. But like I said, I enjoyed myself with that. I actually cannot wait. Okay, so I ain't got nothing going on. I'm just telling y'all what I'm watching, child. I can't wait for this upcoming Friday because I'm going to be watching Wicked. Okay, I'm going to be watching Wicked. Okay, I have been waiting for many years for this show, this movie, this musical, whatever you want to call it, all the things. I have high hopes for Ariana Grande's. Cynthia Erivo, she's going to eat down. I'm not worried about that. Ariana Grande, there's a lot of people talking about, oh my God, and I feel like the problem I have with that movie, they're showing too much. You're doing a lot of showing. The whole thing, oh, show, don't tell. Don't show too much either. Because I feel like when we know too much, when we already, like, you gave us half of the popular song, basically, in like a promotional clip for the movie. And I'm just like, okay, people gonna have their views and it's gonna sound different once you get into the movies. Like it's gonna sound different. Acoustically, it's just gonna sound different from what we saw from the commercials. I think the commercials are definitely like I think they're not the actual recording of what we're going to hear at the movies. Like because what we heard, it did sound like she was fighting for the beat. She was trying to fight for the tempo of the song. And I'm just like, girl, what are we doing? But it's not all the way bad though. Even if that is the final piece of that, whatever. Popular was one of my favorite songs from Wicked. I just need her to really kill the opening song, No One Mourns the Wicked. Okay, it did also Defying Gravity at the end of the movie because it's going to be a 2-part movie. I'm here for whatever they got going on, okay? And I might not actually watch part 2. Because when I actually went to see the musical, I did not care about Act 2. Like, I did not care. Like, it was, okay, now y'all playing to the storyline of Wizard of Oz, kind of, like the behind the scenes version. Cool, but don't really care about that. Like I cared about the first act. That first act was just stellar. It is what it is, and I can't wait to see what they have to offer on Friday. And I'll let y'all know what I feel the Monday episode. Hopefully by that time we will be on the air. And then also before we get into the things, because I'm about to give you the rundown of what we're gonna be talking about. If you hear some talking in the background, I am so sorry, child. I have lived with some inconsiderate people, child, that want to talk really loudly when I want to start doing a podcast, and I'm keeping it all the way real. Okay, so I'm sorry if any of that gets into the final cut of this podcast episode. I'll try my best to mitigate any unwanted background noises. This is what we have, child. Y'all gotta help me manifest my new place, child. Y'all gotta help me manifest that. We gotta get this by 2025, honey. I know the odds are against me, child. We got the orange man in office. He gonna make it goddamn minimum rent gonna be $3,000 a month. Let's just manifest. It's not gonna get like that, so I can get up and get out and give you guys a stellar show with a real background. And I just have so many ideas of what I want to do to develop this podcast, and it's just limited right now. I have high hopes that I can turn lemons into lemonade, because I always do. So with that being said, let's get into the things. We have a lot to get into, child. We got to talk about this Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fake ass match. We'll get into that a little bit later. We'll also talk about Skai Jackson and that damn baby daddy of hers, girl, over here getting arrested, over here saying all types of dastardly things on social media. NLE Choppa has to talk about his sexuality yet again. Caresha, please, honestly. And then we'll get into Kenya Moore and how she's taking full accountability for the things that she denied months ago with that whole situation with Brittany Edie, I believe. And we got a whole lot more coming up now on the Darren Green Show. We are also going to be talking about Candace Owens. I got to get in her ass for a second. Cause fuck her. Cause why you like y'all be coming for the Beyonce and the fam for dear life. Why are you coming for Beyonce, mama? All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. All right. Now let's get into our first topic. Okay, the first topic, because I want to get this one out of the goddamn way. It's going to be this fake, fraudulent ass staged boxing match with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Okay, first of all, I've heard rumbles about this fight. I didn't know it was going to be last Friday. And my coworkers was hyping it up for me. It was like, oh my God, Jake Paul's about to fight Mike Tyson. Like, it's going to be like this big, phenomenal fight in SmackDown. I can't wait to see Jake Paul get his ass beat. That didn't happen, unfortunately, child, because I would have loved to see that. Yeah, Jake Paul won, basically under a unanimous decision. I believe no one got knocked out. Let's be clear. Nobody got knocked out, but Jake appeared to have outboxed Mike, okay? I will say, like, I was watching, I'm going to say right now, I was getting annoyed. I actually had to watch it after the live taping because Netflix, you dropped the damn ball. And they're talking about, oh my God, the future of Netflix Live. Like, we're going to see if we're trying to get the NFL involved and this and that. Y'all server, first of all, the sound quality was trash. People wasn't able to hear each other that was mic'd and had freaking things in their ears. We couldn't hear them. The sound would cut out. The freaking whole live feed would cut out. We had to literally get out of the live feed and get back in it. Some people had to reboot their whole entire TV. Like, it was a mess. Okay, so I got tired. Okay, and it was like 3 fights before the actual fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, let's be clear. And my whole thing was, okay, we had the first round of people that fought. I really wasn't in on that because at that time, I was driving home from work because I got off at 8. So I didn't see that first fight. I don't know anything about the first fight. I was at the tail end of it. And then I seen the Mexican fight, which was the 2 Mexican opponents they fought, which was actually, I feel like that was the most realist match of the night because it just felt real. It felt fair, and it felt like, okay, like these are 2 people that's around the same age, they're in their primes or whatever the case is, and they're doing this little boxing match. It was real cute. The one that had the ancient Mayans, like he walked in with he ended up winning with his fine ass. But I loved the little entrance that he made into that. And then we watched the girls fight. Now, that's when my TV started messing up. That's when it started clipping out. Because I think at that point, everybody was waiting on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. These girls, I think Katie and Amanda, I believe Katie won, and she won over some technicality. Like, she won over 1 point or whatever, from my understanding. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Look, do what you got to do. Yeah, so that happened. People was complaining about that too. It was like, oh my God, like she went over a point. Like, it's not fair. This, that, and the third. People talk about that. Everybody was watching. They said that was a good fight too. I didn't actually watch their fight. Like, I've seen clips, and it's very funny how a lot of these blogs are not like, they be posting everything, child. But I have not seen any like real good clips. I had to like literally go on YouTube and search up somebody that had like floor seats that was able to capture it on video, because they're not even around. They're not even, like, they're only showing clips on like the major sites or anything like that. You have to literally go back. Ain't anybody going through Netflix and doing all that bull crap and all that. I don't feel like doing that. So I actually watched the final fight, okay, off somebody's phone. Luckily, they had some floor seats, so it was very close. I was able to see things. I will say this: Mike did have Paul in in the beginning. He was definitely connecting some punches and stuff like that. I do feel like it definitely, like, when we got to, let's say, round 5, 6, that's when it started to change tide. A lot of the punches that Mike was giving, it just was not connecting. It was not connecting. And he was slow. He was a lot slower. And it makes sense. He's 58 years old. Like, he's damn near elderly. Okay. He can't do a lot of things that he did before. Okay. Mike was slow, and a lot of those punches, like I said, did not connect. It just makes sense. Here's what I got to say about this whole situation. Honestly, that was a bona fide Trump rally. I'm sorry. It was a bona fide. I don't know why I hit that bomb, but it was a bona fide Trump rally just without the Trump. I felt like, for starters, I felt like the fight was problematic in itself, that you at your pubescent age, you're having a match with a literal elderly man for some clout. It was dehumanizing to watch, because, and that's the part that I really didn't finish, because I was just like, girl, I don't like, you're beating up on an elderly man. You at your young age, you're supposed to be like this new, you changed your life. You became this boxer that has these dreams of becoming like a world champion, or whatever the case, or whatever he's doing this for, clout or whatever. And you want to fight the legends just so that it can look good on your resume or something like that. Oh, I fought the greatest, like I beat the greatest, but you didn't beat the greatest in his prime. And that's the difference. But I just felt like it was very dehumanizing for Mike to even agree to doing this. Now, look, he got like $20 million for doing this. So, of course, money talks. I can't blame him for that. But it was weird. It was very sketchy. It definitely gave minstrel show. It definitely gave like Birth of a Nation. Somebody said this on TikTok. It's like when they're trying to paint a certain picture, they get this white savior to try to attack this black brute that's at the end of his days. It gave minstrel show. Like the panning of the camera of watching like Mike Tyson visibly look like he was like having a freaking temper tantrum, crying because he realizing that he's losing the game, the match. Even to the camera panning to him in the jockstrap showing his head. I feel like this was a humiliation ritual, and I'm the last person to make those accusations, because I don't believe in a lot of it, because a lot of people would say, oh my God, that's a humiliation ritual. Like he's wearing a dress, or he's doing this, or he's trying to act a certain way for Illuminati and all that other stuff. But no, this definitely felt like a humiliation ritual. Mike Tyson was humiliated throughout the entire time. Okay. And you're doing all of this just to say that you beat one of the greatest of all time and this, that, and the third. My whole thing is the next match, it better be Conor McGregor. It better be Ryan Garcia, somebody that can really go toe-to-toe with you and is on the same level, the same age, and in their prime or whatever. I want to see you start fighting on them like you fighting on Mike Tyson. It just was very weird. What made it even more weird, what pissed me off too, was the fact that you had that nut-ass speech at the end. And that's when I'm gonna say that that's now became a Trump rally, because you made comments like, oh my God, America's back. We've been under this dark cloud, thanking the truck drivers and stuff like that, and saying that there's a new day and this, that, and the third, just getting us ready for this administration, basically. That was literally his endorsement for Trump. It is so weird. I'm like, what? To sit there and beat up on this old black man and to say that America is back, it was very wild, very diabolical, just very on brand for what he got going on. To say that if I didn't start boxing, I'll be back on the streets. Back on the streets, man? Bruh. Your privileged ass would have been sitting in your mansion in Puerto Rico, possibly, doing God knows what, Adderall, drugs, or whatever the case, or back on YouTube. Like, the hell with your nut-ass brother. And then your brother was pissing me off, because I guess they had Logan Paul and Mike had some words, and he basically, I guess Mike was like, oh, I want to fight you next or whatever. And then Logan will be like, oh, I'm going to kill you. Like, the way he said that, that's not. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, it gave very much, oh, this ain't a joke. This is for real. So I thought it was weird. I didn't like watching it. I actually didn't finish it. I literally had to watch the highlights the next day. Next time I need him to fight somebody that's in their prime. You want to test your gangster. You want to do all this other stuff. You rebranded yourself into this boxer. Let's go into the big leagues. Let's go into the people that are actually currently in this field. And then see how you're this big legend or whatever the case is. I thought it was weird, and that's just all I have to say about that. We can move on. I don't want to talk too much about those people. Anyway, we can move on. I want to talk about Skai Jackson because Skai Jackson has definitely been in many different conversations this week. Those who do not know, child, girl, she's been dealing with this young boy, this YN, this hood. Okay, got a name called Yerky on Facebook, child. This is the same person that she got arrested for when I guess there was some type of domestic abuse or dispute or whatever. She was pushing on him, hitting on him, this, that, and the third. She ended up getting arrested. And her team and her mom was trying to clear that up. In more recent news, there was some footage that shows Skai Jackson's baby daddy, DeAndre Bergen. I'm going to call him Yerky for the rest of the segment here because, no, I'm not saying that all the time. I'm not saying that when I'm saying his name. But anyway, he was being placed in handcuffs after trying to flee from police officers. According to TMZ, Skai Jackson's partner was taken into custody in Cincinnati, Ohio on Wednesday afternoon after an encounter with law enforcement. The report indicates that the Cincinnati police attempted to apprehend Yerky due to a warrant for a juvenile parole violation. However, he fled when approached by the officers and eventually fell, resulting in a minor cut on his left cheek. Sources from law enforcement informed TMZ that Yerky received a citation for misdemeanor, obstruction of official business, and later was released. Okay, Skai Jackson, and this comes off the heels of Skai Jackson basically announcing that she is having a child by this man. Baby bump is full. It's too late for any procedures. I'm just saying. So it's too late for that. To clear the error, she is full-blown preggers, and that baby look like it's about to pop at any moment. So, yeah, this is where we are, and a lot of people are having conversations about, oh my God, like why would she deal with this YN, and she's really ruining her legacy, and all this. I've seen a lot of people have their takes too, like a lot of people that talk about pop culture and stuff, basically saying that this is like a direct reflection of like how she was moving on social media. Like she's like this pick me and stuff like that. Like a lot of people were saying a lot of the stuff like that. Oh, if you look at her past tweets, you could tell that she was going to get into somebody like this, somebody that was very regressive. Now this boy has been on Facebook chronically, and I'm on Facebook too. Like I scroll. I'm not posting 24/7 on Facebook. I feel like, and not for nothing, look, no disrespect to nobody that's on that app, but if you're on there chronically, and you be saying some wild off the wall stuff on there, I can't mess with you. Even friend wise, like, why are you on Facebook too much like that? That's weird. Like, he basically made a Facebook post talking about how, oh, I got this Disney bitch pregnant or whatever. Now her and her team is debunking it, saying that he got hacked or whatever. He getting on live. Now you can't edit that. You can't hack that because we saw his face. Of him basically talking about Cameron Boyce, because apparently I guess Skai Jackson and Cameron, they were work buddies. I don't know if they ever had anything going on. Basically saying, oh, y'all trying to compare me to this nigga, like I'm smoking him and this, that. It's just being real disrespectful to the dead. And that was pissing off a lot of people as well. And she's going to find a way to defend him again. She is a pick-me. You know, in retrospect, she is. But for people to say that, oh, she's effing up her legacy, what legacy? She's like, okay, let me just say this. She's not no Miley Cyrus. This is not Hannah Montana. Yeah, she getting her checks from, her past show on there, but like, what legacy? Like, you were a child star. You were a child model. You became child star. You were in a couple movies. I think that she's doing this for attention, and she's doing this because this is the only thing that she can do. This is the only thing that's getting her into the headlines. She's not, in so many words, and I'm not trying to be mean, but we got to be mean a little bit, child, because we got to say what we got to say. She peaked in a way. Like after Disney, she did that video with Lil Nas X, and that was a real big story. That was a big popular thing that she did. She may have done a little bit of this here and there. We saw that audition tape for Euphoria or whatever the hell she was auditioning for. Like we saw like her presence on TikTok as giving us these little reels of herself acting. Like she's not a good actor. She's not. She was a good child star because it's not too much to be like a cute little girl in this little show or this little movie or this little whatever and say a couple lines. But when she actually was able to get older in the adult space, it's not really translating well because she's just not that good of an actress. Sorry, not sorry. So it's, what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just get on social media and I'm gonna date this YN because people are gonna sit there and talk about it, which we are. And people are gonna be like, oh my God, like she's ruining her legacy and her, like, what is the legacy in the room with us? Was it ever in the room with us? It just was not. And I think that she is doing this for attention. But the problem is you are going to share this child with this man for the rest of your life. This man is literally, he went on live talking about a friend of yours that was near and dear to your heart that died. He's saying that he got a Disney pregnant. I don't care if you want to say he got hacked. You're not getting hacked like that on Facebook. I'm not saying that it's not common because it happened to me one time. But mainly it's like some other party from another country trying to hack your page and post whatever promotional stuff. Because I remember somebody did that and they started changing my profile pictures and stuff like that to something else and was promoting something, some type of brand that they would, and then that's when Facebook closed my account. Ain't nobody going to this man, ain't nobody going to this YN's page to make some fake tweets. Half the world don't even know who he is. Trying to make some, like, he wrote that. Okay. And I guess unbeknown to himself that you're dating a famous person or you're messing around with a famous person, that the internet is going to find out in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's so mind-boggling. This girl, I don't know what's happening to our Black stars. I would say the same with Holly. It's just, I think Holly is really seeing the ramifications of her poor decisions, making this child with this man over DDG. He's still going on. I don't even want to get into him. But it's sad to watch a little bit. Like, it's weird. But y'all will tell me what y'all think about that in the comments, girl. I don't know. Another topic that I wanted to get into that kind of pissed me off. Okay. NLE Choppa. Shout out to NLE Choppa. Let me give him a bomb. Okay, because shout out to NLE Choppa. There's not a lot of men like him. There's not a lot of straight men like him. And I am the last person, I'm being real honest. Okay, y'all hate me if y'all want to. I am the last person to defend a straight man. The last. But I'm going to defend him here because he got on Caresha Please and they had a pretty good conversation. I didn't really watch the show, but I watched the clip where Caresha basically asked him if he was bisexual, just like no chaser, just boom. We hit it with the Janet Jackson. Are you gay? Then how do you marry a woman? So basically the rapper NLE Choppa is once again debunking rumors about his sexuality in a recent interview with Young Miami's Caresha Please. She flats out asked if he's bisexual, to which he responded, nah, it's plenty of respect to those who are, but I love women when it comes to intimacy. Now I'm going to play the clip and we'll get into what I want to get into, okay? This is what was said.
You feel about having a big gay following? Because I know you do gay pride events.
Yeah, I'm appreciative of it. I'm appreciative of it because at the end of the day, I feel like we are taught to not show love to people because they walk a different life. Who taught that shit? Who taught that people supposed to show hate in any instance? God don't do that. God is love. What the hell is we showing hate for? He would never. What would God do?
Yeah. It didn't play the part where it asked, are you bisexual? But she did say that. As previously reported, NLE Choppa advocated for the LGBTQ fans after receiving support for his Me Out Too. Can't say that out loud, child. And what he said here was very grand. Like, we are taught to not show love to people because of, the way they walk, the way they are, and the way they are in this world. I feel like that's such a mature thing to say coming from a person, and I'm not trying to be rude, But just coming from a person like NLE Choppa, like you would think that he was like one of the YNs that don't really care about the community and is very like standoffish, and I'm not doing your shows, I'm not interacting with y'all. Y'all can be fans of mine, but I'm 100% like, and I think that's the artist's choice. I don't want to make anybody do anything that they don't want to do. But he just happens to be a person that does support. He put on Darrell on his like show that's on, I think it's on Zeus or whatever, or some platform. He got Darrell on there. Shout out to him, where the money reside. So he really does care about his fans, all of his fans, all types. And there's just not a lot of that in the hip hop space. There's not a lot of that in the Black community. Let's just not even talk about like in the entertainment industry. Let's just talk about in real life. There is just not a lot of Black men that are like an NLE Choppa that's just like openly like supports like communities of people that are different, that are ostracized. I don't know how he's going to be, because a lot of people that come into this space and they're very like pro this and pro that, and then people start asking them questions like, oh, do you feel like that? Then they start to try to like back off and be like, I don't know if I want to support this no more, because now a lot of people are going to think that I am. But I hope. But he is a person that don't give a shit of what people think. Then I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I know who I am. I got this. I'm very secure in who I am, and really don't care what you think of me. You get what I'm saying? But I really do hate when people ask these questions, especially when there's an openly straight person open about his support for the community. The question should have been reworded. Okay, Caresha, if you really wanted to get into your journalism bag, you should have asked the question like, what do you have to say about people that question your sexuality because of your support of the community? Or better yet, because if you wanted to be spicy, if you wanted to, real girls do real things, right? If you wanted to be real spicy, you could have been like, do you feel like you pandered to the community for money? Because that's a conversation. That's a conversation that people are talking about. People saying that he only doing this because his gay followers is going to sit there and support and buy this and buy that and make it viral and this, that, and the third. Do you pander to the community? Do you really care about the cause, or are you just getting your bottom dollar? If you wanted to be spicy, you could have actually said that. But because there is a lack, there's a deficit, right, of good journalism, and it shows. Because let's be clear, like we know that Caresha don't be writing the shit that she be saying. We know you got writers. Get better writers. What's going on? That question was just so just cheap. Like Ben was asking him that, first of all. And I know it's probably annoying to him because he has to keep on reiterating, what he said in past tweets in response to people, or just what other people have been saying. I'm pretty sure he's got other interviews where they ask that question as well. Journalism is truly dead. It's dead because a lot of these celebrities are taking it upon themselves to be hosts and don't know a thing about asking questions, don't know a thing about interview questions or anything, didn't take a class for it or nothing. And yes, I'm going to be that elitist prick because I did take classes about journalism and learning how to interview people and knowing what to say, what not to say, being politically correct. And I get it. This is your show, but you're not really having no conversation. You are basically reiterating what has already been talked about on social media. What type of nuance are you bringing to the forefront, Caresha? And that's why you're going to always get the views because you are who you are. You're a celebrity and people are going to flock to you for whatever because you have amassed this amount of following. But girl, you're not really making any timeless interviews. You know how, and I'm always bringing on Wendy because shout out to Wendy. Let me give her a bomb. Everybody that gets into pop culture news, you always revisit an old Wendy Williams interview or an old Wendy Williams like segment on something. You're not doing that to these new girls. You're not doing that to these new celebrity gossipers or pop culture influence in whatever you want to call them. You're not doing that. You're not doing that in 20 years. But you will go back to a Wendy Williams because she knew how to fucking do it. And I'm not saying I'm like perfect. I'm not saying that I'm the best and this, that, and the third. And somebody gave me a chance. I know I have my faults and stuff like that. But girl, that was trash. But anyway, back to the question at hand though. I think that this is a breeding ground for homophobia, right? Because this is not only just learned behavior from your upbringing or anything like that. This is learned behavior from your peers. Now, it does seem that NLE Choppa has a matured mind and was going to take this and just brush it off his shoulders. But most men become homophobic after questions like this because I've seen it in school. I've seen it like where certain dudes would get asked because they look different or they talk a certain way and they probably not gay, but they get asked those questions and I can see them later on becoming homophobic. Because I don't want somebody to ever think that I am who I'm clearly not. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to hate these people to the max. It's a breeding ground for homophobia. And I think for her to sit there and play, oh, you got a big gay following. So, okay, Caresha, you do too. You do. Nicki does. Beyonce does. Drake. You get what I'm saying? I think he's the only one that would sit there and go out and actually go to a bar and have a performance and, you know, show love and support and stuff like that, which is an artist's choice. If they don't want to do that, they don't have to do that. But I think that he goes out his way to make that. And if it's because of money, then it's because of money. Okay? Look, everybody got to eat out here. But to base it on, that's your reasoning of question because he has a big gay following? No, like all got gay followings. Like at the end of the day, we are consumers too. We get into content that's not specifically about us. There's people that before the baby did his little situation, he had a big gay following. Like they was playing him at the gay clubs. Let's be very clear. And in parties and stuff like that. I used to hear the baby all the time. So I just think her saying that it just didn't make any sense. Like I said, poor journalism. You just did not know what to say. You wanted to have this conversation. You think Oprah would have worded it differently to make it not seem so obvious, but like you also want to have this conversation. I don't know. I think it was very weird to watch. It was a lot of undertones of homophobia. This is not the first time Caresha got into that because we all know that she said she would beat her child if the child ever came out to be gay and stuff like that. It's so weird coming from Caresha when I just wonder how her best friend Santana feels. Santana, she'll sit there and she yearns for straight validation. So I don't think she probably was offended by that, but she should be. Okay. Anyway, we can move on off of that. Let's talk about something else. All right. So my next topic I want to get into is none other than Kenya Moore. Okay. So basically she gets on the Tamron Hall show. Okay. And expresses her remorse over a photo scandal that led her dismissal of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Basically, this is what she had to say.
Hindsight is always 50-50. If I could do it all over again, I believe the photos were very distasteful, and I elevated the situation. I've elevated situations before, and I've taken full accountability for the things that I've done. I am sorry for what I've done. I didn't have to take it that far. But when I felt threatened, I've never had a child and be in a situation like this before. So that's why I escalated it to the point where I was protecting not only myself, but my child.
Girl, and I didn't even see that part. I didn't even see that part because I wanted to have a live reaction. I really hate bitches like that. I really do. Because when you use your child as a pawn, and we saw that a little bit in the beginning of that interview when she had that nut-ass book that she was trying to say that her daughter wrote, that somebody probably wrote, with some bad AI illustrations talking about her going to Paris, which I'm pretty sure she went to Paris. That girl ain't write that damn book. And them illustrations look very cheap. To sit there, she did all this for optics. But to use your child and say, I wasn't only just defending myself, but I was defending my child. That girl ain't say nothing about your damn child. And I hate when parents do that. They want to use their children as a way to justify their toxic behaviors. Girl, you committed a crime that would have been on TV had Bravo not acted accordingly. And you're saving face because you want to get back on the show. You didn't even apologize to the girl, Brittany Edie. I believe that's her name, right? Brittany Edie. You didn't apologize. That girl that's on that screen right there. Sorry for the audio listeners. It wasn't even an apology. You just admitted that you're finally admitting that what you did was wrong. It's so fake. It's so fraudulent. We know what you're doing. I hope Bravo looks through this honestly. Be like, girl, we're gonna let you apologize, do this whole little apology tour that you got going on. But we ain't gonna fuck with y'all still. We ain't gonna fuck with you still. You ain't coming on our show no more. Because you got us in trouble. There's nothing that this woman, you don't even know this woman long enough to be doing that. You were being venomous like you've always been, but now it's been left unchecked for so long that you think that you can do anything, and you try to pull something off. You did this in the promotion of your salon. What businesswoman does that? What businesswoman does that? Please show me. It was distasteful. It was illegal. And you are a bully, and you need to be held accountable. And I hope Bravo looks at this and, girl, you ain't getting shit from us. Go start a YouTube page. Go start a podcast about it, girl. But you're not coming back. And you got on Tamron Hall show, because Tamron Hall, she'll take anybody, child, with a story. She'll take anybody with a damn story. And this is not going to really do nothing to your case. And girl, get the fuck out of here, honestly. I used to really be a fan of Kenya's. But Kenya, that was like, girl, not you denied it for many weeks. Okay. Act, oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. I'm still fabulous. And now your ass is crying to come back, honey. She's trying to come back. Giving us all types of optics and all types of, oh, I'm working on this. I'm doing this for myself. Lame, 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 lame. Can't believe I was ever a fan of yours. You're trash. You're just trash, honey. And it's time to take it out. Anyway, let's move the hell on, child, because, girl, I'm done talking about Kenya. What else we got going on? I guess we can get into the smaller topics before we get up out of here, because I don't have much else after that. First of all, there was a gay kissing scene on Gladiator 2, girl. What's going on? So basically, Denzel Washington is opening up about how gay the Roman Empire in his new movie role, The Gladiator 2, the legendary actor shared in a recent interview with Gay TV that he had a same-sex kiss in a movie, but it was cut by the director. So basically, he said in quotes, I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it out, they cut it. I think they got chicken. Do we have to actually have the interview for that? Oh, yeah, we do.
Makes a few remarks throughout the film about having a relationship with other men in the film. So I wanted to ask, how gay is the Roman Empire?
The entire empire? Or I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it, they cut it. I think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard about the Paul and Pedro forehead kiss that apparently got cut from the movie.
I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
Oh man,
I killed him about 5 minutes later, but
not good him about
Gladiator.
It's Gladiator. The kiss.
He's funny as hell. Shout out to Denzel. I would have loved to have seen that. Hopefully we'll get it with the director's cut. This is what happens in movies. You have to pander to different countries. China will block it. A lot of the countries outside of the U.S. will block it. It's unfortunate that movie companies have to really pander to these countries and they can't really tell a true, authentic story because we have to make everybody comfortable, everybody in the world comfortable, while whatever. They don't care about us and our comfortability, but that's just what happens in movies. I would have loved to see it, but I really didn't watch the first one. I don't think people are really like hell-bent, like beat up from this. It is what it is. Another thing that I wanted to get into, girl, Sza. Now, here's the thing. So Sza opened up about her complicated relationship with her BBL, which is a Brazilian butt lift, if people don't know what that is. The 35-year-old songstress spoke with British Vogue for their November issue and reflected on getting the surgery in 2022 after she was working out and it just wasn't growing to her liking, so she ended up getting a BBL. She basically said, I was mad. I did that shit. She further explained, I gained a lot of weight from being immobile while recovering and trying to preserve the fat. It was just so stupid despite moments of the condition and Kill Bill. She says that she doesn't beat herself up about the decision, adding that, but who gives a F? I got a BBL. You didn't need that shit. It doesn't matter. I'll do a whole bunch of more just like it when I want before I'm effing dead because this body is temporary. It just wasn't super necessary. Okay. I agree. I think I think that a Brazilian butt lift is very dangerous. And it's a good thing that she got out of it positively because there's a lot of people that died from it. There's a lot of people that had a lot of complications with that. You hit an artery Because what they do, it's the fat transfer. They take it out your stomach, they put it in your ass, okay? And sometimes when they put it in your ass, you might hit an artery, which is very detrimental to your life. I think SZA had a beautiful shape. I think she's beautiful in whatever form she was in, even pre-weight loss. I don't care what nobody says. SZA always looked good. Her losing all of the weight, it enhanced her beauty, of course. And then also her getting a BBL, and it enhanced her beauty. But I felt, I agree, she probably didn't need it. And that's something that happens too once you put that weight on you, and then you got to sit down and really just heal up from that procedure. You gain a lot of weight, which is something that she did too. I just hope that, and she said she's going to continue to do it. I'm just like, girl, let's lighten up on the work done. I feel like I used to be like that too. Like when I was a child, girl, I was a teenager. I said, I'm gonna get my nose done. I'm gonna get my body done. I'm gonna get all this done. And then, what stopped me from wanting that? Money, of course, obviously. Because I wasn't going to go to no regular rinky-dink doctor and get messed up. But really that botched show, it really taught me, or it really instilled in me that, hey, maybe you don't want this. I've seen all types of mishaps and all types of botched procedures done just for the simplest thing, like a nose job. Or nose job is not that simple, but it is something that's kind of minute. It's like a minute thing. And I don't feel like I need a nose job. I feel like my nose is fine. I just need to lose weight. We're going to get into that when we get into that. But I wanted to get a lot of work done. And looking at Bosch, I'm just, oh my God, y'all really ruined y'all whole lives, your bodies, just to look perfect. And I think that it's a disease. I remember when Cardi B was coming for somebody that was, I guess, somebody had came for her first, retaliation or whatever. Her response, though, is just yeah, you got her, but then we're also looking at you are you okay? You made a comment basically saying, I'd rather die on the surgery table, the plastic surgery table, than to look like you. You'd rather lose your life all for looking good than to look like somebody natural. It's time for us to, somebody need to do a documentary on that. The mental health of people that chronically get work done. It's crazy. I feel bad. Because y'all be looking crazy as hell once y'all get old. And y'all got to keep on doing that. Look at NLE Leaks. That girl is cutting up her face every single chance she gets and still using Facetune. I don't get it. But anyway, y'all will tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. We can move on. Now, I wanted to get into this. Was a topic that I actually had to add in last minute because I got some things to say. Let me get my phone out because I need to read it because I didn't actually make any notes for it. Hold on. Tina Knowles, she came for some people. I'm going to read the article and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts because Candace Owen done made a response. Okay, girl. Now, basically, Tina Knowles calls out media outlets for posting fake news claiming that Beyonce was paid $10 million to speak at Kamala Harris's rally. She said she made this post. She made a post and then she also captioned it. So this has been flagged on Instagram as fake news and taken down. It's called false information. Sadly, other platforms with lack of integrity will have it up. The lie is that Beyonce was paid $10 million to speak at a rally in Houston for Vice President Kamala Harris, when in fact Beyonce did not receive a penny for speaking at a presidential candidate Vice President Kamala Harris's rally in Houston. In fact, she actually paid for her own flight for her team and her glam. They are not only lying and disrespecting Beyonce's name, but they are trying to further discredit the power of the vice president. When does the lies and rumors stop? Of course, you won't see this in the news. All right, Tina. Because I'm going to come at Tina a little bit, and then I'm going to come at Candace, because I feel like with this post, I don't know what she posted. Maybe it could have been a clip from a Candace Owens. Somebody tell me in the comments, was she, what about Candace Owens was about this post that Tina made to make Candace respond? Because Candace responded. And basically, she said, first and foremost, Beyonce needs to stop posting from her burner account. Also, this is not the flex that she thinks this is. Foremost, my post literally said allegedly and named multiple publications that reported it. They all reached out and confirmed that the alleged account multiple times. Both Beyonce and Kamala campaign were met with silence. The fact that Beyonce opted to use her hyper-privileged connections at Instagram to have a post removed makes her a blubbering baby. Okay. People share untrue reports on me all the time. Do I call Mark Zuckerberg sending your literal mama to defend you as opposed to just responding to journalists asking for answers like Cardi B when I did ask her, is childless AF? Cardi answered immediately and included her response in my show. Beyonce has gotten so rich, she's acting stupid. Okay, so maybe there was some type of mention of Candace Owens on Tina Knowles' part. I don't see where your name was brought up. Candace Owens likes to insert herself into every little thing that has to do with politics, especially when it comes to Black people, because it's always good to punch down on that. And Beyonce, she represented something that she doesn't represent. So she endorsed Kamala, and Candace Owens apparently hates Kamala and the Democratic Party and all that stuff. She's going to put her 2 cents into it and say whatever she says. There was people that was commenting, they saying, y'all don't find this weird, Beyonce grown as AF. And Candace was like, oh, yes, it's weird AF. Also, limiting the comments while acting like a tough guy is actually pathetic. So one other person said, why Beyonce never speak for herself? Because she always sends minions, this is what Candace Owens said, to speak to the peasants. We only hear from her when it's time to vote and wants Black people in a certain formation. I'm sick of it. Like, very unprovoked. And I was going to continue to read some of these comments and stuff like that. Very unprovoked. Candace Owens ain't shit. Let's just keep it all the way real. Whether Beyonce got paid or not, look, here's the thing. I think a lot of people that get on, I think that, let me be honest, because I'm going to be honest all the way around. Beyonce definitely got paid for this. I think everybody that spoke, performed, made speeches, and in some cases endorsements, public endorsements, y'all got paid for this. And like I'm saying here, on the Democratic side, I'm also going to say on the Trump side too. A lot of those motherfuckers got paid. Either they got paid or they did an interview with him, which kind of increased their viewership, and they got some type of deal. They got some type of collaborative benefit from this endorsement. Let's be very clear. I'm not sure if that's illegal or not. I don't think so. It costs to get some support from people, okay? I'm not going to rule out the fact that I don't think Beyonce left without a dime. I don't believe that, but if they want to keep that a secret, then let them fucking do that. Like, what's the problem? Why is that such a big issue? Why is that such a big deal? Oh, your opinion can be bought. Yeah, I can say that on the other side. I can say that about Dr. Phil. I can say that about Sylvester Stallone. I can say that about Hulk Hogan and all the people, all the crazy, kooky Amber Rose, all of them that was speaking at them damn Trump rallies and performing at the Trump rallies. They were paid too. Okay, everybody got paid. Your opinion can be bought. That's how this works. Okay, for Candace Owens and then also for us to say, oh, why Beyonce doesn't directly respond. Like, why do you think you need a response from Beyonce? Yes, Cardi B is going to respond. That bitch respond to everything you throw at her. She's going to respond. She's going to, like, girl, that's just who Cardi is. Beyonce is not the type to do that, babes. Her mom is on that type time. And why y'all get mad because her mom wanted to defend her child? I know everybody that got children right now. If somebody came for your child online, you ain't gonna say nothing? You just gonna let it rock? Oh, y'all hypocritical. Let somebody came for us, not nose-ass children. Candace, you gonna be the first one on social media defending them in any ages. Once they get older or whatever they want to, and they get famous, and they start dragging your damn snot-nose-ass children, I know your old decrepit ass is gonna be on social media chronically talking about those people too. So let's keep it all the way. Let's keep that same energy. Okay. Candace ain't shit. She ain't shit. She ain't never gonna be shit. And I think that it's very clear that she only really targets the Black entertainers that show their support on the Dem side. I don't know. I think that it's just like wild and just crazy. I'm really going off on this episode. Y'all have to check me in the comments, honey. Because I just hate bullies. Like, I really do. I hate a bully. Because this person, she doesn't respond because she doesn't get into like Beyonce has never really got into internet beef with, I don't think with anybody. She may say some innuendos in a song, like bow down bitches or whatever. but it's all for the arts. Like, she's not going back and forth. What makes you think she's going to go back and forth with you? Who are you? Who are you? You're not nobody but a goddamn mule that be skin the conservatives. Let's be very clear. I had enough of her. I had enough. Girl, your people won. They won. You have nothing to be mad at. He got the country. He won. What is there to be upset? Why are you so upset? That's just my question. It just gives bitter bitch vibes, and it really pisses me off of my homegirl. Because, girl, what are we talking about? Anyway, let's move on before I blow a whole goddamn gasket. Lil Nas X, honey, okay. He finally dropped this song, Light Again. Now, I've been hearing this song because I'm on the radio or whatever. I be hearing songs that are like unreleased and stuff. So I heard this song. It's been all over SoundCloud also. Love the song. Love it, love it, love it. Love this song. I don't think it's going to get anywhere on the charts because a lot of people are saying, oh my God, it's corny. I think people are done with Lil Nas X because of his like antics. And I will say, I wish he would have just dropped this song in video instead of the J. Christ thing. Because I feel like if this would, because this is actually a good sounding song. And in contrary to popular belief, I think Lil Nas X has the ability to make some really good sounding music. He did it with Panini. He did it with Old Town Road, even though I don't really care about Old Town Road like that. Even with his first album, a lot of his pop records was well. I love Someone in Love. That's what I really like. That one was cute. Sun Goes Down. Like, a lot of his album music was really good. It just was overshadowed by a lot of the antics. And I think that's really the problem with Lil Nas X. Like, you're so antic happy, and this was a soft release. This release was very like, he was giving us a little bit of a promotion for it. I don't see it doing anything because I feel like people are now tired of you. Because every single thing, like, I don't think that and I hate to say this because I really do love this artist and I love him down. But it's just like, what happened to you lost some of your fan base because now it's just like, okay, now, it's like looking at the numbers, even on YouTube, like he didn't make the views on YouTube, like people wasn't checking in. And I'm pretty sure he probably spent a lot for this damn video. I think he, like, I wouldn't say isolated his fan base, but he definitely iced them out. Like, they're icing him out. And it's so unfortunate because, like I said, this is a talented artist. Like, he is a musician. Okay. He makes beats. He makes a lot of his beats. Like that Old Town Road song, he did that. But I just feel like it gets overshadowed with the antics of Lil Nas X. If he just be the low-key artist that he came in to being, I feel like he would do a lot better. And when I say low-key, I don't mean, let's get the gay shit out of here. Keep the gay shit. Because honestly, I was here for it. I love the gay shit, Lil Nas. But I think the antics is what's like turning people off. It turns the general public off. You gotta really like showboat for the general public because that's the ones you won't have your core fans, but you'll never have enough core fans. Like, you have to break in order to break that mainstream success again. You have to make music that the general public will F with. I feel like if he would have came in with this song first, I see it going number 10. Top 10. Definitely, I see it going top 10. Because this song is hot. If you listen to it right now, stop this video right now, go listen to it, okay? Because this song is hot. But I think now people are just turned off by it. Like, now people are like, I don't really like him as a person, so I'm not going to invest in actually like listening to anything that he has to say anymore. I think that's what's real. And then also for the kids, because he had a lot of kid followings, like a lot of parents are like, nah, you're not listening to him no more. So that kind of isolated you from your fans. Not saying that all of his fans are kids, but just about. He was performing at schools with Old Town Road. I don't know. I liked it. I hope y'all like it. I hope he lives long and prosper. I don't know, child. I don't know what's going on with his career shot. But that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Girl, this is a late show, but I think the editing is going to be really simple because I didn't make too many mistakes here. I don't know why I'm talking about this to y'all, child. Hope y'all enjoy the show. I'll be back. I'm off Wednesday, so you might get a show. You might. So, see you soon.